How to know when you are ready to start a business? Well, the truth is you're never ready, because whatever you think it takes, you think it's going to take this much time, it's going to take this much time. You think it's going to be like this difficult, it's going to be this difficult. So you're never quite ready to start a business. So in fact, I talked about this in another video, that the worst time to start a business is when you are desperate. The worst time to start a business is when you need money. You shouldn't start a business when you need money desperately. If anything, you should start a high-income skill first before you start that business. But let's say that you are ready mentally, emotionally, as well as financially. Now you're ready to take that leap of faith. Well, how do you know that you are actually ready? So here are some of the signs that you should pay attention to, that if you meet some of these criteria, then maybe you are ready to go out there and build your empire. Sign number 1, you have a clear profit path, meaning that you have a very clear idea of how you're gonna make that first sale. How do you make that first profitable sale? Not just, hey, I've got a good product, this is my service, this is my widget, let's go out there and hopefully someone likes it. No, I mean in your mind, you are very, very clear about how you could get this product out there in the marketplace, where those customers are, where are they hanging out, how are you gonna convert those leads into customers. You have a very clear idea how you're gonna make that first sale. Not just that first sale, but how you're gonna make that sale profitably. Meaning, let's say you're selling a $1,000 thing, right? Your product, and then your cost is $100, right? And then you're gonna spend $100, $200, $300 to acquire that customer profitably, versus your thing is $1,000, it costs you $100, but it actually costs you $1,000 to acquire each customer. That's not a profitable customer, right? So you're not even breaking even. Unless you can answer that question, how could I make that first profitable sale? That's your profit path. That's sign number 1. Sign number 2, you have a very clear business model. What is a business model? Meaning, how are you gonna monetize this? How are you gonna make money? So now you know how to make that first profitable sale. You have a clear profit path, but then what is the overall business model? Right? What is gonna make you different from everybody else in the marketplace? Maybe after your first initial product, you're already thinking, well, I'm gonna build a customer base, then I'm gonna offer them something else after the first product and something else after the second product. That's a business model, right? There's a big difference between selling something, a money maker, write it down, versus building a business. Most people, they have a money maker, they don't have a business, right? They have a product, that's all they have, right? This is a product. A business has a business model. So until you're very clear of your business model, then you're not ready to start a business. Sign number 3, you have an edge. What is an edge? An unfair advantage that you are bringing to the table. Something that allows you to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, to penetrate all the noise that's out there, right? What do you do? Like, what makes you different? Why should people buy from you and not everybody else? If they're buying from somebody else, why should they switch? You cannot just say, oh, because I'm better. No, what is the edge that you're bringing to the table? Maybe you have a technology. Maybe you have certain relationship. Maybe you are a superior marketer. Maybe you have a superior process that you have spent years refining. Whatever that might be, something that it's very difficult for other people to compete. In my case, I have a very compelling brand, a very strong personal brand that's an edge. If I go into some other industry and verticals, I can bring that to the table. That is an edge. Not the only edge I have, but it is one edge. In other scenarios, maybe it's a technology that I'm bringing to the marketplace, right? Maybe it is certain other things I'm bringing to the marketplace. Whatever it is, you need to have an edge if you want to win. You cannot just start a business with a me too attitude, because you're going to get slaughtered. It's going to cost you a lot of time and a lot of money. And the 4th sign that you are ready to start your own business is you have some capital. You need some money to get started, right? To be able to survive and sustain for a period of time. So when you have no money to start a business, well, then you're making decisions based on scarcity, right? Based on desperation. It's very, very difficult to make strategic decisions when you don't have any cash coming in. So only start a business when you put aside a certain amount of money. I believe a certain amount of money, then you can start, knowing that it's going to take some time for this thing to ramp up, and that is if you're good. Chances are, most of the time, most people don't make it. 50% of the businesses fail in the first 2 years. 90 to 95% fail in the first 5 years. Your odds is not good. And every single time I say it, every single time I hear from entrepreneurs, I am the exception. I am that 5%. They never think they're that 95%. No one starts a business thinking that they're gonna fail. They're overly optimistic. Sometimes that's the problem with entrepreneurs. They haven't failed enough. So they are very naive. They're overly confident versus thinking more like an investor. Hey, what is the downside? What could I lose? Can I live with the downside? See, that's being smart. So you need some capital. How much capital is up to you. Depends on the business type, what you are starting, right? But more, at least you have some capital as well as you have access to capital, meaning you can borrow money from banks, from financial institutions, from private investors to be able to fund your venture. That's number 4. Sign number 5, you are ready to start a business when you are okay not making money for a long period of time. What? Then say it again. You are ready to start a business. You know you're ready when you are okay not making money for a long period of time. If you are starting a business with the pure motivation and intention is just to make a quick buck, you're not going to be successful. Now, it doesn't mean you don't want to be profitable, right? Doesn't mean profit doesn't come into the play. It absolutely does. But if your focus is just to make a quick buck and make money, you're not going to be successful. Why? Because if you focus on chasing the dollars, chances are you're not solving problems. You should be in business because you want to solve problems in some way, shape, or form. You're fulfilling a need in the marketplace. You bring your entrepreneurial skill to the marketplace. This is not like a typical, if you're an employee, every single month, every 2 weeks, you're gonna get a paycheck. As an entrepreneur, we eat last. That's why it's called profit. You don't get a paycheck. You pay your vendor, you pay your lease, you pay everybody else, you pay your team. You get paid last, right? And you get paid, you wait the longest. Because the first few years, not few months, first few years, sometimes the first 10 years, you're just working and putting your time into the business. And hopefully it will grow and you will thrive and you will have a big payday. But in the beginning, you're just putting in your sweat equity. That's why most people don't understand. They think, oh, I'm gonna start a business in 6 months, a year. Oh, I'm gonna be on the beach. No. Even the ones who are successful, chances are, in some cases, it took them decades to get to a certain stage in terms of business, building to a significant business. Some cases, 15, 20 years. So are you willing to delay the gratification? Are you willing to wait? If you're not willing to wait, then forget about it. You're not ready. And actually, you shouldn't start a business because that's the reality. Everybody tells you the good story, oh, it's great, right? You see on the cover of magazine, this entrepreneur made X amount of dollars, this entrepreneur sold his company for gazillion dollars. Well, you never see the entrepreneurs who died financially, who go bankrupt. You don't see those entrepreneurs on the cover of the magazine. So you see the one that makes it, you don't see the hundreds of thousands that dies, right? So this is how we are overly confident. So those are some of the signs and signals that tells you and tells me that you are ready to start a business. So comment below. No bullshit, no overly optimistic. Are you ready to start your own business? Comment below.